Hello. Today I'm Quinn, and today I am going to go over basically my thought process as we grade stuff to put on the website at Shamangames.ca. So, first, first of all, most cards that we have from the past, like this, we consider these to be mostly lightly played. So the easiest way to tell is on the back, up over here. You can see this whitening. This is not exactly uncommon for most of our stuff because they were in and out of sleeves and binders for a fair while, honestly. But that's not that big a deal. So this one I don't believe I need to put in a hard sleeve, so I will put this aside over here. The next one. So, this Electivire from Mysterious Treasures. Unfortunately, this one is much worse than the last one. Because you can see on this edge especially, there is almost a solid line of some pretty jagged whitening. However, when you look at the rest of it, there isn't really like folds or dimples or anything, which leaves this as a moderately played, which is reasonable, I believe. So, I'll continue for a few more and tell you what I see for each of them. There's another tornado, not the same. Oops. This is so. Let's see. Uh, this is inverse, so it's a bit odd, but it's fine. That back is pretty good, although right in this corner here, there is a bit of whitening, which isn't great. Oh, and here. I don't think I'd be willing to put this above lightly played, because yeah, there's also some whitening over in that corner. And when this one might be near mint, so I'll take it a bit out like this. Alright. I'm pretty sure that is part of the card. Yeah, it's a shame. So yeah, this is lightly played because on this bottom border there is definitely this little speck right here, which is not great. I will put that in its correct pile. Alright, a newer card. So, with newer cards, they tend to have a lot less whitening because this was after we started storing them properly. So, this one, we have, oh, actually a tiny bit right at this corner here, which is fine. Nothing too severe. But that is one piece of whitening, which for us we believe is a pretty reasonable amount to have on any card for it to still be considered near mint. I really do not like having more than three minor whitenings at any point. Otherwise, I mostly will just consider the card to be damaged. Sure, yeah, because that's a pretty exciting one. So, with this one, let's see, is there any damage on the front? Let's see. Nothing much, honestly. Not on the face, at least. And on the back. There's some whitening on that corner, which actually, yeah, that's enough for lightly played by itself, honestly. There's still some stuff there, which isn't great. And then there's a tiny bit of stuff up top. Sometimes it can be useful to look at it from this angle at the very top to make sure there's nothing too
bad splitting wise, but I don't believe there's anything on this one in particular.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that one is. Wait, let me just double check that corner.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of not great. I may ask for a second opinion on that one, but that one is probably lightly played. Alright, so next up, another electivire. On the front, we have not much, honestly, which is good. The back, we have one whitening on nearly all four corners, although this isn't really in the corners, they're very close.
But with whitening on literally all parts of it, I'm going to consider that lightly played pretty easily. Oh, I should have put some of the electivire and shift tree in hard sleeves. I will do that now, and then I will. There we go. This card was competitively viable a while back, like almost 2 decades ago. My brother was playing this a deck with Shift Tree X in a tournament, and partway through he decided that his who somebody had a really good trade deal for a Shift Tree, so he traded a card out of his deck. So my dad had to go and find one. I think he bought it, but I'm not certain. But it was not exactly a clean process. But it worked out, and is a funny story nowadays. Lysander. This should be. Oh wait, no, that's a fair bit of whitening on this part right here. So yeah, that's definitely lightly played in my eyes. And this border here is a little bit more tattered than I'd like it to be. So yeah, I don't think it's quite moderately, but that is definitely lightly played. All right, goes over there. One of my favorite cards of all time, Tangrowth level X. Tangrowth is probably my favorite Pokemon nowadays. Mostly because I used this one in a Battle Roads deck, which was a pretty off meta one, but it was basically just a read on how much water types were in that tournament. So, yeah, that's right on the edge, so I'm not really happy with that. And that corner on the top over here is also pretty. Oh, lighting's actually pretty bad on that one. That's okay. But it is there for sure. This here, which is fine. It's a lightly played, which it probably was. I wouldn't be surprised this one actually ended up in my deck back then. It was mostly just trying to be a very annoying deck to knock out by everything having a lot of health and resisting water, which, well, it worked, so no real complaints here. And then I'll do a couple more, see how they. Is anything else interesting? I don't think I have too many here with folds. Like, if some if something we call damaged, it means that we can basically see like a mark on it. Normally, that will be in the form of either like dimples or folds or. Okay, that is really bad whitening. I do not like this one at all. That is really bad. This one probably ends up moderately played from that alone because that's gonna mess with the structure of it a bit, which is unfortunate for a card that I don't think we played that much of. But it's there. It will go in the moderately played pile. And let's see. Gallade. Let's see, anything interesting on this? I think that's fine. A lot of these ones have really weird shine on them. Like, I'm not certain, but I wouldn't call this mint just because it might not even pick up properly on the camera. But there's a little bit at the top. If I can get the angle right. That just, yeah, you can kind of see it. That doesn't quite reflect right.
So I there's some other spots on it that are a little like that, but I don't think that. Oh no, I think that is actually a fold. Yeah, right in the middle.
On in the middle of its body, there's that little fold thing. So,
Yep, you can also see it a bit on the back.
so yeah, that alone is going to make it damaged, which is unfortunate. We don't like having our cards damaged, but we always make sure that if something has something like that, that you guys can know. So, what is up with the next one? This one is.
Oh, I probably should put this down here first. That's fine. A little bit of whitening here, which is fine. Probably lightly played alone from that. And the rest of it is, oh, I should probably put it this way. Looks better. Huh. Yeah, I think this one is barely lightly played because there is whitening here, here, and there.
All right. So, last one I will do here will be a pretty. I really like how they used to do reverse hollows. I didn't really do them have them for that long, but yeah, this they used to have this little stamp here, and it would just look like a hollow instead, which was always pretty neat.
Let's see how this actually is, though.
It doesn't really have as much of the issue as early Diamond and Pearl, especially, which would actually have your cards curl upwards. Mostly, you can safely straighten them out with a hard sleeve, but it really kind of made a mess of things when you were trying to store them in the past.
So, okay, there's a time. I actually don't see anything on here. I'm going to look very carefully at the face for scratches because I was doing that before. There's a tiny bit on that Power Keepers itself proper. We actually have to take a quick closer look at that myself. Sorry about that.
I thought it was just a mark in that. No, okay, I can't. That wasn't actually there. That's really good. Okay, yeah, that looks near mint to me. That's good. I like that. Excellent. Well, thank you, and see you next time.